Hey everyone, welcome to Heart Matter. I don't have a guest today, and simply just because I just wanted to get on here and connect. There's been a lot of stuff that I wanted to share with you guys, and just go into, just growing together, healing together. So yeah, so this is an episode of Heart Matter that is going to be very near and dear to me. Something that's been on my mind lately is something to do with you and me. There is no better person to do your job than you because you are you, and there is no one like you. And this is sort of a topic that I wanted to talk about for some time now. And um, over the years, I've had, mentors and teachers, and I look up to them and I'm feeling like I'm connecting, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh my gosh, I'm growing. And they're like, no, you're not. Or you need to do more of this, or you need to do more of that, or you can't, my client contacted you, you have to say no. Or like, it's been quite a journey with me and mentors. Trying to figure out what is the right thing. And being a teacher now myself, I feel like so deeply that, just ignore like any helicopters around. I feel like I can hear those natural noises outside that, you just can't avoid. But I feel like there are so many different teachers out there, teachers that are dying to get in that role of, I hate to say it, but the ego, and they know better, and they're going to protect their empire that they built, and they're going to do this, and they're going to tell you, you know, how to be, and if you don't do it my way, then I'm not going to teach you. And the thing that I have learned the most in my journey of being a student and then becoming a teacher myself, especially in the spiritual world, right? Like, especially in the world that we are so dying to just get more of, especially, if you're growing and you're healing and you're clearing out that vessel to become a better person. Like, I have found that there is no right way, you know. There's no perfect teacher for you except for the teacher that you're with right now. And sometimes the lessons come later, you know. Um, I had a great deal of pain when I was growing and learning Reiki and learning mediumship. And, my first experience of mediumship, a lot of you know this, is when I was in diapers. And remembering talking to angels or God, knowing that I was just here for a very short time on earth. But I didn't know what to do with that, and I grew up and I just felt like I finally found somebody who could help me. And then it just, you know, looking up to somebody like, oh my gosh, like bowing down to them, most of all, putting them on a pedestal. That was the biggest thing for me. It's like me putting a teacher or a mentor on a pedestal because they're better than me. They know better than me. They know more. They're more experienced. Why would I know? And then finding out that we are all the same. And so I would say the biggest thing that I've learned from being a student or a teacher is that we're the same. There's no better, no worse. I'm going to teach a class, and I'm going to tell you the very thing that I would like you to do. is to be better than me at what I'm doing. I want you to find your way, whatever that looks like. Use your morals, your ethics, and integrity, but don't just think that I am the one that has all the answers. I don't. Nobody here does. All those answers are dropped in from source into your body and your heart, and they're already there waiting for you. Um, I don't put a whole lot of emphasis on you have to come with me or you have to, just because I taught you doesn't mean that I am the right person for you, for your needs and for your journey, because you're a different person than I am. Nobody is like you. That is your gift. Nobody is like me. That is my gift. You each have a very unique quality and an essence about you that nobody can take away from you. Nobody can mimic or imitate long enough to become you. That's just not possible. So, in thinking about all these things that I'm doing on my journey and teaching mediumship, teaching how to find yourself, I want you to be empowered. And the main thing that I know is that if I see a teacher or a mentor, somebody who I'm looking up to or holding someone who's holding space for me, right? Like I'm going to somebody for help as a student, as a learner. I'm I'm digging deep. Like I like to dig deep, you know. I've got that Scorpio moon. um, I can get deep. But if that person cannot and is not capable of holding a completely 100% safe space for me in my healing, and I feel like I'm walking away uninspired, unsafe, confused, that's not the space for me to be in. And, you know, it's funny, I hear and I see these quotes a lot, and I heard a quote today that said, "Shoes are kind of like energy. If your shoe doesn't fit, that's not the one for you. If the energy does not fit, that is not the energy for you." And I'm gonna take that in my back pocket because so many times in my life, I have wavered, sacrificed my own energy to make you comfortable when I was uncomfortable with your energy. Like I was uncomfortable with that space so much that I thought it was me. I thought I was the one that wasn't supposed to, I was supposed to adapt, right, to this environment. No, I get a choice. I get a choice to be in that energy. And my goal in life is to listen to my inner compass, to listen to that process. The people that have taught me the most in my life, in my teaching journey, in my family, and my healing are the people that caused me the most pain. And when I say cause pain, it's like, yeah, I had a lot of pain when I was in their presence. And because of what they said or because of what they did, because I know my inner knowing knows better. It wants the best for me. It my inner self, my heart, my soul, my higher self, it knows. It knows my truth. It knows everything about what is good for me and what doesn't feel good to me. But the things that I learned the most is when I was in pain. Now I get to decide, do I want to stay in this pain or do I want to walk away? and take care of myself and be better because of it. To learn the lesson is the greatest gift of pain, is to learn the lesson, not to wallow in the pain or like just obsess over it or any of that, but to get the peace that you need to be a better person and to grow. That's the gift, to be a better mom, a better friend, a better teacher. And I have some really, really wonderful teachers that didn't cause me pain. But because I experienced the pain with those other teachers or family members or whatever it was, I get to appreciate that even more. And I love them so much more deeply than I could have ever done that um, had I ever not gone through any pain with previous experiences. I thought pain was gonna kill me. At one point in my life, I thought this is the end. I'm not I'm not ever gonna get out of this. The pain was so great at certain times in my life, and, I thought, I look back, I'm like, "How can a person go through that and come out the other side?" I didn't give up, and I walked through it, and I felt the pain of it, and I looked it straight in the face, and sometimes I ran, and it caught up with me, and I'd turn around, look at it again, and I'd keep going, and I'd turn around and I'd look at it again, and it would turn me around and it looked me straight in the eye and said, Are you ready to deal with me or not?" And we get that chance in this life to be able to face whatever it is so we can move on and essentially be free. That's the goal of our life, is to be free and to breathe into that and just, you know, allow ourselves to give us that gift of the permission of being able to be worthy of joy, of love, but running away from it is not helping. So fast forward into our spiritual gifts, if you have them, most people do naturally, and developing those spiritual gifts can be difficult, sometimes challenging, because the universe and the way that it works, usually in my experience, it's not everybody's experience, is when you face the pain that you're going through or you went through and you deal with it, whatever that looks like, breath work, meditation, therapy, Reiki, all of it sometimes. Um, when you face it, your vessel, your temple, your body's temple becomes so clear that you're able to see the truth. You're able to see what it is that's yours and what's not yours. When I get into a reading, I know it's mine because I know what I'm dealing with. I work on myself on a daily basis. I tune in, I check in, I journal, I meditate. It's not fun sometimes. And, it's not supposed to be fun, but we do it. And we do it because, if we know, I think that for me, I do it because I know what's on the other side of it. It's freedom, it's clarity, it's capability, right? Like possibility. And when your glass is feeling very clear and connected, you get connected. Source connects with you. So I felt that the more that I work on myself and my inner stuff, and I hate saying this. I hate saying the word trauma because such a everybody uses that word. It's like so trendy now. Not even trendy. It's just what else are we going to call it? For people to understand what it is. But the trauma or the energy that is not fun, that's sort of stuck in our bodies, sometimes it has to come out. And eventually it will come out or it will manifest as sickness. And that has been my experience. And so when we're clearing out our vessel, our third eye, our inner compass, our knowing, it becomes more clear. We're able to grab information that is coming in instead of pushing information that's not ours out. Like you're like, hold on, I can't see really what's coming in because I have all this stuff like muddled up on top of it. So, and again, like you're going to do it at your pace and be very, very non judgmental of yourself. Be very non judgmental of yourself. It doesn't help anything, does it? To be judgmental, judge where you're at and to judge where your friends are at or your colleagues or your spiritual teachers. Everyone is going through something. If you can, take a moment right now. Think about your greatest teachers, those teachers that caused you pain. Maybe they weren't mentors or teachers that taught you something, but they are your teachers in life. You know, um, my kids are my teachers. My husband's my teacher. Um, the relationships that have been closest to me, those are my teachers. And the relationships that cause me pain, my greatest teachers, my greatest teachers. So send them love right now. Nobody says you have to do anything. You know, there's a lot out there about you have to forgive or you're not going to get better. You have to do this. You have to do that. What if you just do what you can? You know, why don't you just take care of your body and your temple and everything will kind of like just fall into place? And that's a long, hard lesson for me. Um, I have not taken care of my body or my temple, meeting my mind also, um, many times in my life where I was in freeze mode or I was completely just operating on survival. And my mentor, Morgan, she's so wonderful. She taught me a lot of things just with her like divine wisdom. She said to me once, "Wow, I see you now moving in from survival into desire." And when she said that, I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, that's where I've been." I feel like in my whole life has been me trying to get to the next level. Oh my God, I survived that. Oh my God, I survived that. Oh my God, let's survive this. We can do this. We can do this. Wait a second. Now take a deep breath. Remember who you are. Remember where your feet are. Look around you. Be present with your breath. What do you want? What do you desire in your life? So that's, those are the things that's where I'm at right now. And you're going through these waves of transition, waves of feeling like you're not going to get through anything because you feel so sick and you feel so mentally drained and so heartbroken. And you cannot tell your body, "Stop and get over it," you know, because your body's gonna get over it when you get over it, but you gotta take the action to get there. And sometimes the action is just time and stepping one foot in front of the other, especially when you're a mom. I feel like you get really tangled up in, like, life, like, daily activities of, "I have to go here, I have to go there, we have to do homework, we have to," and there's been days where I was like, "You know what? Today, no one's doing homework. no one's going to die from not doing homework today. We're going to take care of our bodies, and I try to teach my kids that. Are you in a bad mood? Are you emotional? Are you, and not figuring out so much why, but like bringing the tools back to the basics and saying, hey, you know what? I don't know why we're emotional. I don't know what's going on. Could be the moon, could be the eclipse, could be maybe because I'm hungry, maybe because we went to bed late, maybe because we just need a little snack, our blood sugar's low. Let's fix those things first and then take care of our emotional stuff later. Maybe something still is hanging on and we can talk about it in a little while. And you know, it's not always easy. And if I could remember to do that every time somebody would have a meltdown, then I would be the best mom on the planet. But I think that, most days we do try to survive, especially, in Los Angeles. We're very quick to do the next thing, make the next appointment, forget about resting. We can do better. We can do more. Sometimes better is doing less. Sometimes doing better for yourself, for your body, for your temple is doing less. And so, huge lesson for me in that, in saying no and not belonging. But not belonging means that I have to say no. And the only thing that I need to belong to is here in my inner self with my higher self and knowing that I'm okay and everything else will trickle in. And so, in the last, you know, year, I have gone through bouts of depression and bouts of not knowing to bursts of energy of knowing exactly what I'm doing and exactly what I want to do and exactly where I want to go. And I think a lot of that comes with not knowing and not having anybody else decide for you what you're doing. So, and knowing that I get to choose, that I have this great, wonderful ability that humans have, and it's called free will. And when we address free will, we get to take responsibility for our actions. We get to take responsibility for our non actions. We get to be accountable and we don't get to blame anybody else for anything that we're doing. And if we're present and we're honest with ourselves, there is a time we can discover, if we allow ourselves and we have the courage to see and to feel it, that everyone's the same. There is no better human being on the planet than you right now. We get free will, and I get to choose if I want to rest or if I want to exert myself. Um, I get to choose if I get to participate in gossip or if I don't. I get to choose if I need to say no, even though I want to see somebody and I want that connection, but I have to take care of my body first. And I'm like, okay, body, what do you need right now? And that it's okay to cancel on somebody and reschedule. I had a big thing about that, for a really long time, keeping my word no matter what. And there is room for grace, and there is room for somebody to be able to say, nope, today, nope, I'm taking care of myself. And there is no greater gift that you can give anybody else than to say no and take care of yourself, because they don't want to half you. They want to whole you, you know? And that's what I realized. And especially when it comes to, making appointments for Akashic Records readings or meditations or anything like that. And I've canceled on people the last minute because I'm not right. And for me to give you everything of me and do my best, don't you want me as my best? I think everybody does. I think everybody wants people to show up as their best before you know, they realize that, you know what, everybody's human and everybody needs to take care of themselves. And if they're tired, they need to cancel. And that was a big lesson for me too, because I would show up no matter what. And I would be so drained and so disappointed. And the person was disappointed. I was disappointed. And I thought, why didn't I just cancel? like, like it's like taking care of ourselves is so important, you know? Um, so anyway, I hope you guys are getting something out of this today. I hope that you take a moment, thank your greatest teachers. Um, I try to do that on a daily basis. I don't necessarily always stay there. You know, I honor them because I wouldn't be me without them. I wouldn't be me without my pain, but I don't want to stay there. I don't want to stay in that pain. So I get to choose differently. I get to choose to be different because of my experiences. And that is a gift. And it's a gift to my family. It's a gift to my students. And it's funny. I don't even saying students and me being a teacher. It's like, yeah, everyone's a student here. And I swear to you, every time I teach a class, I walk away learning more, not about the content necessarily, but I learn more than my students learned. I get some real deep life lessons when I'm a teacher, and I get to love my teachers who are students. I call them those are my teachers too. So, um, you know, we're all the same, and there's enough healers, and there are enough therapists, and enough body workers, and hairstylists. There are enough of those service people, angels in the world where you can choose who is going to guide you next. And maybe you'll stay with the same teacher for the rest of your life, and maybe you'll go on to another one and another one and another one, and all of that is perfect. So honor where you're at, you know, honor where everybody else is at, especially because you've tried to honor where you're at, honor everybody else too. And know that we don't always know what's going on with people, you know, and going through what I've been through, you know, in the last year with friends and, you know, my marriage and my kids and my family that I grew up with. I I never know what's going on with people, and you cannot assume that you know better. And I spent so much time in isolation and writing and journaling, and I would say the majority of people don't have any idea what's going on with me. My husband is my best friend, and you know we get through a lot together. And um, you know, every relationship has their ups and downs, but we can never assume, you know, what people are going through. So all we can do is send love and you know, stop being judgmental of each other. And if there's one thing you can take away from here today is that oh, you are so perfectly you, and however you are and however you show up in the world. I hope you change, and I hope you don't change at the same time. Please grow, but open that heart and just, you know, find somebody to hold hands with. If your best friend or your kids or whoever it is, just find people to hold hands with through this process. And life is crazy. Earth is a gift. I mean, people complain about it a lot. Earth is so hard. I'm never coming back. I hear it all the time. And it really was a great honor. It is a great honor to be here at this time. And we're not always going to be here. So savor the moment. And yeah, I hope you guys have a really, really good week. And I'll see you next hopefully next week or the week after. So thanks for talking with me today and see you soon.